So no massive surprise for me personally, but the Nintendo Switch, as we all thought it was going to do, sold very, very well. I mean, I'm talking about like massively well. The Nintendo Switch sold 3.5 million units worldwide in its first 4 days. That's absolutely phenomenal. That's really, really phenomenal. That's more than I thought it was going to do, to be honest with you. But I also thought it wasn't going to sell that high because I just thought they weren't going to have enough units. Not that I didn't think people would buy it. I just personally think that they weren't going to have enough consoles to go around for everybody. I thought it was going to be like very scarce because the Switch 1 sold well, but there wasn't a whole lot of units there in the first few months. In fact, I had to get mine off of Facebook Marketplace, but they had enough units. They sold a lot of consoles, 3.5 million worldwide, and that's very, very good. Hey, everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new, please do me a favor. Smash that like button, it helps with the algorithm, and subscribe because it helps boost up my confidence and make me want to do this a lot more. Trying to build up this channel, went up 50 subscribers in the past week or so, and I really appreciate all newcomers. So the Nintendo Switch 2 sold 3.5 million units. That's phenomenal, but I am one of the people, and I've said this before, that I'm holding off on the Switch 2. Not because I don't want one, I really, really do want one. And not because it's $450, because I think the price of the unit itself is very, very fairly priced. $450 for the base unit and everything. I think that's a fair price in today's market. I'm holding off just because I don't like the price of the games. And to me, the library right now doesn't justify me going out and picking up one right now. Yeah, Mario Kart World looks fun, but a lot of people are talking about this game saying, like, you know what, it's not really worth $80. Like, there's not a whole lot to do in this game. And really, that's the only big, massive game that they have on the Switch too. Yeah, you can go ahead and get like Cyberpunk, but if you own a Steam Deck, like I own a Steam Deck and I love my Steam Deck, I play my Steam Deck every single day, but Cyberpunk runs just as good, if not better, on the Steam Deck. So why would I go get a Switch 2 just so I can play it on the Switch 2? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You buy a Switch so you can play the first party games like Zelda, games like Mario. Now, the Donkey Kong game does look very interesting, and that's a game that I really kind of want to pick up. But right now, I just can't justify dropping the $450 and then also have to pay almost $100 just for the software. If you want Mario Kart World, that's another $80. You add sales tax to that thing, you're looking at about $85 to $90 easily. And to me, that's a hard sell, to be honest with you. The economy is not that great. You know, everything is going up. My rent's going up. My insurance is going up. Light bill, internet, everything is going up. And this might not be a big problem for a lot of people, but for me, that's a big problem. Right, I don't. It's just me and my wife. We're a two-income household, and I have to pick and choose what I spend my money on. And even though I feel like the console itself is very fairly priced, the software to me is just not priced at a reasonable price. I feel like Mario Kart World, if they wanted to go 70, I feel like $70 is too pricey as well. I always looked at Nintendo as the more reasonable, the reasonable system to get. If you're scrapped for cash or whatever, Nintendo is always reasonably priced. But that's also because Nintendo's been in last place for a long, long time. Like, Super Nintendo was the thing, and then PlayStation came along, and Nintendo 64 and GameCube was not the highest in the market, and they really had to lower their prices and meet like the market and be more friendly to the consumers. But with the Switch 1, we see this all the time. Whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, it doesn't matter. When a corporation is the number one selling thing, the next thing they come out with, they price it super high because they know they can do it. We saw it with the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. We saw it with the PS2 to the PS3. We're seeing it with the Switch 2. We're seeing it with the PS5. It's just what these companies do. The companies, they do not care about the consumer. They care about the dollar. They care about how much they can squeeze out of the consumer. And then unfortunately, when you see something like 3.5 million units sold, this sends a bad message to the corporation going, well, I guess we can charge whatever we want because people are still going to buy this thing. And to me, that's super not cool. Like, I don't like that at all. To me, I feel like that sends the wrong message. And I hope everybody who has their Switch I hope they're having fun. I'm not the type of guy to get on here and try to make people feel bad for getting a Switch. I said I want one, but I can't justify getting one right now because if I would buy one, I would just be playing Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, and I feel like it's kind of bad that I would be paying $450 plus the upgrade charge of the game. So I think there's like a $10 upgrade to upgrade these games into the Switch 2 format. And to me, I can't justify spending almost $500 just so I could play a game in better frame rate and resolution. To me, that sounds silly. That sounds crazy. And like I said, I have the Steam Deck. I love this thing. I dock it to my TV. It has everything I want on it. It has all my Steam libraries, which is over 450 games that I have. I have close to 500 games on my Steam library. Plus, I have GOG games, Epic Games. I have GeForce Now, Game Pass. Like, this little machine right here is just packing a punch. And the best thing about this thing is the software is super cheap. Steam always has games on sale. Like I bought not Hi-Fi Rush, I bought High on Life for $3 the other day. For $3. Like it's super cheap just to buy games. So yes, I paid like $400 for the Steam Deck unit, but the software, my library just transfers over and the games when they go on sale, they're super cheap. Whereas if you buy a Switch, you're buying it just for Mario Kart and all that. And I really can't justify spending $80 on Mario Kart. I spent $60 on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I felt like that wasn't worth it. Like, it was just, yeah, it's cool when you have people over and you're having parties, but other than that, it's like Mario Kart is not worth $60. And for some people, it is. Some people, it absolutely is. There's some people out there that play Mario Kart all the time with their friends, and to them, it's worth $80. Different things are valued differently for different people, and that's okay. To me, I'm happy that the Switch 2 sold very well. I think it does set a bad example and tells the industry, like, hey, we can sell these things at whatever. And then you can see where we have situations like Borderlands 4, where the director came out and said, hey, if you're a fan of Borderlands, you'll find a way to spend the money. If you're a real fan, you will buy the game. You will find a way. And that's kind of disappointing. I am a real Nintendo fan. I can't justify $450 though. And I sure as heck can't justify $80 for Mario Kart World. I just cannot do it. So this whole thing, like if you're a true fan, you can afford it. That's not true because I am a true fan, but I also have this thing called rent and bills and gas, and electricity. It's a real thing. And when you start to look at certain things in the economy today, you have to look at it and pick and choose what you're going to spend your money on. So anyway, if you bought the Switch 2, I hope you're really excited. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm hoping you're having a blast and having a great time playing the console, and it's everything that you hope for. And I hope to get one within the next year or two. When we get like a new Zelda, a new 3D Mario, that's when I'll look to invest. In the meantime, I'll just continue enjoying my Switch 1, still playing my Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild at 30 frames per second. And looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 when that comes out. And then in the meantime, just playing my Steam Deck on the side. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys could, once again, if you stuck around this long, hit the like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Stay safe. And until next time, I'm Robert Storms. Thank you for watching.